Okie dokie team, I think we are set. Thank you for bearing with me earlier on. I had an issue with my microphone, and thank you again for joining us today at Cook with Jack. Yesterday we made an amazing bolognese. I hope you enjoyed it. I did, my family did. It was fantastic, wasn't it? And as always, really healthy. Today on the menu is our quesadillas. Have you had quesadillas before? Do you like Mexican food? This is like a Mexican sandwich or a Mexican cheese on toast. It's packed with veg. It's got lovely homemade tortillas. It's really simple to make, and of course, it's good for you. So let's go through the ingredients. We have, right here, we have some kidney beans, okay? They're going to be great for our filling. We've got a carrot. We're going to use half a carrot. We're going to use a quarter of a pepper, nice red pepper here. We're going to use half a tomato, like this. We have a bit of cheese. We have some some yogurt, I should say. And we have these lovely wholemeal tortillas. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That's all we need to cook these lovely quesadillas. So this is really simple, even easier than yesterday. Yesterday there was a lot going on. Today there's 3 steps to making our quesadillas. First, we need to prepare all our vegetables, chop them, grate them, slice them. Then what we need to do is mix them together to make a filling and add it to our tortilla. Finally, what we need to do is cook in our pan just here. So guys, let's get ready. Make sure you have everything, all of your ingredients, all lined up. Make sure that you have all your equipment, your grater, your spatula, your wooden spoon, your tablespoons, your lovely pan as well. And as always, make sure you have a nice bin bowl, like this one just here for all your rubbish, with a cloth, so you can stay nice and clean, and make sure you're wearing a lovely apron too. Okay, so step 1, guys, what did I say? We're going to prepare our vegetables, we're going to cut, and we're going to grate. So we need to get our pepper, our carrot, our tomato, and our kidney beans ready, okay? And the first thing we'll do is we'll start slicing, chopping. Now, to do that, you need a knife. The really important thing with your knives is that you find a knife that you're comfortable with. It might be like this, it might be like this. Find a knife that you're comfortable with, and whenever you're using it, make sure you have an adult in the room to supervise, and make sure you're taking care, team. We want no accidents today. Thank you. I'm going to choose this knife today, and I'm going to start by chopping my tomato. Okay, so get yourself a bowl for your chopped ingredients. I'll put mine just here. Take your tomato, and we're going to chop our tomato in half. We only need half a tomato today. So to chop it in half, you want to make a bridge. See what I'm doing just here? I have a bridge like this. And your knife, when you chop on the board, is going to go between the bridge and the tomato, like that. So very carefully, guys, make a bridge on your tomato, and with your knife, chop all the way through like this. That leaves you with half a tomato to use now, and half a tomato that we'll use later on in the week. So put this to the side, and we'll wrap them up and put them in the fridge to use later on in the week. Now with the tomato, you want to chop it nice and finely, So first of all, you're going to make slices along the tomato, like this, all the way along. And you need to be really careful with how you do this, okay? So make sure your fingertips that are holding the tomato are tucked in. They're nice and tucked in. They shouldn't be sticking out like that because the knife might touch them. They should be tucked in like this. It's like a claw. We call it a chef's claw. So not flat fingertips, nice and protected. And just make nice slices like this very carefully, and I'm trying to hold the tomato together as I chop, so I can chop the other way. Now, as always, chefs, this is a cook-along, so I'm hoping I'm going at the right pace for you to cook along with me. As you're cooking along, feel free to take as many pictures as you like, send them to us at #CookWithJack or at BiteBack2030, and leave us as many comments as you can just on the page right here. I'll try and answer as many as I possibly can. Now, have you done with that slicing? This time, we're going to chop the other way. So I would like you to chop this way now, guys, like this, okay? Against the way that we just chopped. And what that's going to do is give us a lovely dice of the tomato. There we go. Nice and carefully, and remember your claw. Lovely stuff. There we go. This is our diced tomato. I'll show that to you. Here we go. This is our diced tomato just there, and what we're going to do is put that into our bowl. There we go. Now guys, the recipe that I'm making today is for one 4 to 10-year-old. If you're working together at home in pairs, feel free to do double the quantity so that you have 2 quesadillas, 1 each. Now, make sure your board is nice and clean. Let's move on to our pepper. We need 1/4 of a pepper. I'm using a red pepper today. If you couldn't find a red pepper, green, yellow, orange is totally fine. Or any other veg that you fancy works really well in this mix. So, take your pepper, make your bridge, and chop in half. Half of your pepper we'll use later on in the week. Then we're going to do the same thing to this half. Make a bridge, chop in half. There we go. That leaves me with 1/4 of a pepper. Now, the pith, the white bit just here, and the green bit, you want to get rid of that. So you can just pick it away like that, leaving all the flesh intact and wasting nothing. And that, guys, of course, goes in your bin bowl. Now with the pepper, if you can, give it a bit of a squash, like this, to make it as flat as you possibly can. If any ingredient is ever wobbling or unsteady, you could cut yourself. So make it nice and flat, nice and steady, and chop through the flesh. This bit. If you chop through the skin first, the skin is quite waxy and quite hard on the knife. So if you chop through the flesh first, it's going to be a lot easier for you and a lot easier for your knife. Remember, as you chop this, use your claw, protect your fingers, no flat fingertips, and be really careful, really safe, and make sure you have an adult in the room to help you. Now, I'm going to make little slices all the way down the pepper. There we go. Fantastic. Then I'm going to slice the other way along the peppers to make a dice. So you want to slice along these strips, and that's going to make a nice fine dice of the peppers. There we go. Let me show you what I've done. Here is some diced red pepper. Look at that. How did you get on at home, guys? Let us know. Give us a comment or take some pictures. Dicing a pepper or dicing any vegetable is a super life skill to have. We teach people at all ages in our cookery school, the Jamie Oliver Cookery School. So if you can master this now, that's incredible work. Well done. This goes in our bowl. There we go. Now the final veg for us to use today, it's going to be our carrot. Now we are using a half a carrot, okay? So the other half can go with the veg that we're keeping for another day, and then give it a nice grate. Now graters are just as sharp as knives, so they're just as dangerous, and you have to take just as much care, please. So really carefully, really gently, just grate away from you down onto the board. Like that. And as you get closer to the grater and your ingredient gets smaller, take even more care. There we go. Clean the grater off just a little bit because we'll need it for our cheese later on. And now the carrots can go into our bowl of veg. Lovely. So today our fresh veg is tomato, pepper and carrot, but you can use any veg that you like or that you have at home. And guys, we're already contributing to our 5 fruit and veg a day. By adding as many different vegetables as we can, we're having so many of our 5 fruit and veg today, which is always a good thing. We want to be eating 5 fruit and veg every day. It keeps us healthy, it keeps us happy. Vegetables are full of nutrients and vitamins that are really good for you. And if you can, guys, eat the rainbow. Loads of different colours. So this is a nice, happy, healthy filling, but you can use any vegetables that you like to at home. Finally, we are going to add some kidney beans. So the first thing we need to do is open these up, and again, the top of the lid can be really sharp. So take care or ask an adult to do it. There we go. And what I want you to do is to drain these kidney beans, okay? So take yourselves a sieve and just drain the kidney beans so that you only have the beans and you don't have the liquid. I'm just going to do that in my sink just here. Okie dokie. So I now have only the kidney beans left over, and I've got rid of the liquid. Now, this recipe calls for about 40 to 60 grams of these kidney beans, which is a quarter of a can. That's for one portion. So you can either measure it with scales or do it by eye. It's a quarter of this can. There we go. I love using kidney beans. You don't have to. If you have another pulse, another bean that you like, use them. But they're a great source of protein, which is great for your muscles and your bones and for growing. It's really important to get a good source of protein every day. We're using kidney beans today, but you can use anything that you like. Okay, step 1 is nearly there. We just need to add some cheese. I have 30 grams of cheddar cheese just here. Use any cheese that you have or that you like. And again, nice and carefully, we're going to give this cheese a grate. Take care, guys, just like you did with the carrot. Almost there. Fantastic. That is our cheese. I'm going to take this to my sink, and the cheese can go in to the bowl. That's it. Step 1, preparing all our ingredients, our pepper, our tomato, our carrots, our kidney beans, and our cheese is done. Before I move on to step 2, look at the mess I've made. Let's get organized. If you've made a mess, it's no problem. It happens. But let's give it a clean. There we go. Clean everything up into your bin bowl. Make sure you're nice and organized. and ready to move on to stage 2. That's better. So stage 2 is about mixing this mix and adding it to our tortilla. So you'll need a spoon and you just need to mix this up like that. This is our quesadilla filling done, ready, already. Look at that. Delicious. That is the filling to our quesadilla. And as I say, a quesadilla, it's just like a Mexican sandwich or a Mexican cheese on toast. Now what we're going to do is take one of our wholemeal tortillas. Good. Lovely. Now, if you bought tortillas, they'll usually be 4 or 8 in a pack. This recipe, we're just using one. We'll use one tomorrow when we make some pizza. I'll talk about that later. The rest, you can freeze them really easily or just use them as a wrap or a sandwich. In fact, I think we'll use one as a wrap perhaps later on this week. Now, your tortilla. On a nice flat surface, we're going to add the filling to half the tortilla, so like a half moon, and use the other side to fold over, like that. So very carefully, take your filling and start adding like this. And as you do that, what I'd like you to do is go to your pan and turn it onto medium-high heat. We're going to start to warm up a pan. And as you know, guys, when we're working with heat, when we're working with hot pans, please take care and make sure you're doing it with the supervision of an adult. Thank you so much. Whilst that warms up, let's add our filling to our tortilla. We are about 5 to 10 minutes away from sitting down and eating our lunch, guys. 5 to 10 minutes. This. Okay. Let's get all of it. Okay, fantastic. Now, what we need to do is fold this sandwich in half. Fold it over in half and just press it a bit. We want it to be as compact as possible. So try and make the filling nice and even within the tortilla and just press it down so it's nice and compact. If anything is sticking out, use a spoon or a little knife just to tuck it back in. When we cook this, guys, some of it will spill. It's not a problem at all. So I'm just pushing in some of the filling. There we go. Done. Okay. This one is ready. Ready to go. So, guys, chefs at home, step 2 of 3 for our wonderful quesadilla is done. Make sure you're nice and clean and organized as always, and we'll move on to step 3, which is the cooking. So our pan should be on a nice medium heat, okay? Medium heat, and it should be warming up just a little bit. If it is, perfect. Make sure you're on a medium heat. And really carefully, take your tortilla and add it to your pan. Take great care with that because the pan will be hot, and ask an adult to do it if you're not sure. Take great care. In it goes, and then team, we have to leave it. Leave it to cook for about 3 to 4 minutes each side. Okay, 3 to 4 minutes each side, we'll let it cook. And once it's cooked and nice and fried on each side, it's going to be ready. If you're wondering, no, there's no oil in this pan. It's a dry pan with dry toasting this incredible quesadilla. Okay. Now, I hope you're getting on well at home. Again, thank you for joining me today. Do send us your pictures. I love to see them at #CookWithJack or at BiteBack2030. And as always, give us a comment in the comments just below. I've got a few shout outs to give. Some people I've seen doing amazing work at home. First of all, Jacob and Louis, you've been doing incredible. A big well done and thank you for joining us. I'd like to give a big shout out to Emmy as well. And Emmy, I need to remind you, you need to do the washing up after this time, okay? Thank you, Emmy. Finally, I've got a big shout out for Freya. Now, Freya is a member of the Bite Back Youth Board. The Bite Back Youth Board, they do incredible work. Check them out. Freya won a few years back the Junior Bake Off. How incredible is that? What an achievement. Well done, Freya. If you're cooking at home with me and you're interested in joining the Bite Back Youth Board, find biteback2030.com and you'll see a link to apply. You can join us too. Now, before I get distracted, let's have a look at our quesadilla. This quesadilla is really hot, so use a spatula to pick it up and turn it over. And if you're not sure, ask an adult to help. We're going to pick it up like this, and we're just going to flip it over like that. Oh yes! Can you see the colour of my quesadilla? Incredible. Now, if any filling has leaked out, all you need to do is just tuck it back in just a little bit. There we go. Quite a bit of mine has leaked out. There we go. Tuck some of it back in, and we are about 2 minutes or so away from cooking. I'm going to use, from eating, I'm going to use my spatula to press this down, like that, because I want this to be a really tight sandwich to eat, or tight quesadilla. Press it down. And as always, guys, I know I keep saying it, I know I'm doing it, but I'm just going to keep reminding you to take care of the hot hob, take care of the hot pan, and remember this quesadilla now is starting to get really hot. So just use your spatula to work with it. Now this should stay on a medium heat. Keep an eye on it. If you think it's cooking too quickly, don't worry, just turn the heat down to low. Whilst it cooks for the final minute, I'm going to get my yogurt ready. This is going to be a lovely, refreshing, cooling dip for our hot sandwich. I'm going to get our yogurt ready, and if you like, you can add some pepper to the yogurt, something I'm going to get just now. You know how I like my pepper. In we go. And guys, if you like other condiments, like a bit of mustard or a bit of hot sauce, feel free to add it to your yogurt and make it your own. I'm going to give this a stir. There we go. Okay, I hope you're getting hungry, guys. I am too. I think we are there. Your quesadilla should be cooked. So what we're going to do is take our quesadilla very carefully from our pan, just here, onto our board, and we're going to cut it. So, you see my quesadilla just here? Very carefully, lift it out of the pan and onto your board. Like that. Beautiful. And then your pan can go into your sink. And we have one lovely tortilla just here. And remember, take care, it's very hot. Look at that. So, what I need to do, the final thing to do before I eat, is to give this a chop into triangles, okay? So you're going to be chopping little corners, like you're chopping a pizza. Do this very carefully, and just nice firm chops to make your wonderful slices. Look at that. Here we go. Look at this, team. Look at our beautiful quesadillas. Nice, charred outside, beautiful, oozing veggie filling. What another lunch. So, let's stop talking and let's start eating. I'm going to get my plate and I'm going to start serving them up. go. There we go. And then I'm going to take just a small spoon of yogurt as a little dip. It's going to go just on the side, like that. Check this out as a nice, healthy and quick lunch. These, I want to show you without spilling them, these are my little quesadillas. Look at that. Delicious, packed with healthy, nutritious veg. A really simple recipe, really versatile as well. You don't have to use the specific veg that we use today. You can use anything, anything that you like or that you have, and it tastes delicious. I cannot wait for you to try this one. If you've been cooking along with me and you're about to eat, a big congratulations, well done. It's another classic dish.